What is going on, agents for call center? Listen, I've been in your situation in the past where VERSANT test was really difficult for me. I remember the first time that I went to a call center and I was rejected because I couldn't pass that test. But I have found a certain way in order for you to practice, especially for the main three sections, right? Or the most difficult sections of the VERSANT test. I'm talking about story retelling, repeats, and sentence builds. So in this video, I am going to share with you some of the strategies that I will implement before I go and take my VERSANT test again, especially for the story retelling. And if you would like to know more about this, you need to watch this video all the way to the end in order for you to know what would be the best strategy, especially if you're taking the VERSANT test for the following weeks, 2 weeks, or for the following days. So let's get started.
Okay, I'm going to put you on hold for a moment.
The first thing that you need to actually work on is on story retelling. The most important part of this section is that you need to understand who are the characters in the story. You need to understand what is the problem, what are the events that happened in the story. And last but not least, you need to understand what is the result. So those are the main three things that you need to pay attention to every single time that you are listening to a story. Now, the question here is, where can I get material? How can I practice this? Let me go ahead and show you. We're going to use our best friend. In this case, it's going to be YouTube, right? We're going to go to YouTube right now. And as you can see, the only thing that you need to do is to type down in the search bar, 1 minute story. All right. And the way that you need to practice this is as follows. As you can see, first things first, there are a lot of stories under 1 minute. We have the Wise Rabbit, we have 1 minute English story for kids. And just in this playlist, you have 29 stories. You can save this or you can bookmark this story or playlist as your favorite. And we have more, right? But I want you to pay attention to the following. Let's go to this first one. We're going to go to with the Wise Rabbit, right? This is going to be the story. Each day for his meal. All right. Now, something that I want you to pay attention to is the way that you need to practice. Then the way that you need to practice is pretty much as following. The first thing that you need to do is to listen to the story. Let me change the color because I don't like that color. Yeah, much better. So the first thing that you need to do is to listen, right, to the story. All righty? That's the first thing that you need to do. While you are listening to the story, that's the only thing that I don't want you to even look at the video. Just listen to the story and do your best attempt in understanding what is the story all about, right? If it's possible, take notes of the words, take notes of the vocabulary that you would like to know what is written in the story. Now, the second thing that I want you to do is that I want you to listen to the story again, right? Listen the story again. But this time, while you are listening, something that I want you to have, something that you need to invest on besides time is on a notebook. Super, super duper important that you have your notebook and your pen ready. Why? Because for activity number 2, what I want you to do is to listen to the story and try to pay attention to those words that you don't know and look up the meaning of those words in Google Translator. You can use Google Translator for that. However, one observation that I have for you over here is that do not look up the meaning using only the one word. I want you to look up the meaning using the entire sentence. Let me give you an example with the same story, right?
One day, there was a rabbit stranger. He met him and said, "Your Majesty, I'm on a line on my way."
All right, so take a look at the following. Imagine for 1 minute that you do not understand what the word turns actually means, right? So what we're going to be doing is that we're going to go to our best friend. In this case, it's going to be Google Translate. And we are not going to look up the meaning of that word by just simply write it down turn. This is not the way that we should do it. The way that we should do it is going to be by typing down exactly the entire expression. So it will be one day it was rabbit's turn. One day it was rabbit's turn. All right. So un día fue el turno del conejo. So we understand that in this case, turn means turno. Alrighty. So what is the main reason why we're doing this? Because if we only type down turn, you will see that turn, it means another thing. And when you are translating into from Spanish to English and trying to understand the whole story, you are not going to understand why the word turn means in this scenario. So that will be awesome. Instead of just looking up the word itself, you need to translate the whole sentence in order for you to have a better idea what is the story about. Now, going back with our strategy, something else that I want you to do is the following. Once you listen to the story again, the third thing that I want you to do is the following. You are going to practice the story, right? You are going to practice the story by telling to yourself what is the story about. And while you're practicing, what I want you to do is to practice under a minute. All right. Now, let me explain you the idea with this. When you are practicing under a minute, during the VERSANT test, you're going to have, let's say, 40 seconds, 30 seconds. But being honest with you, you don't need to finish the whole story under that minute. The most important part in the VERSANT test is that you keep yourself talking. And this is the idea with this drill when you have to work on your storytelling. Now, if for any reason you got 38 in VERSANT test, I'm going to be leaving you a cue card over here in order for you to watch those strategies in order for you to improve your spoken English during the VERSANT test. And hopefully this time you're going to get a higher score. Now, I have more strategies on how to work on your VERSANT test. However, let me know in the comments down below if you would like me to talk about, for example, let's go ahead and check this out. For example, how to work with sentence builds, which is another part, which is another section of the VERSANT test that it might be tricky if you don't practice yourself. And another one is how to practice for repeats. So let me know in the comments down below if you would like to watch another video where I can teach you how to work on those two other sections, sentence builds and repeats. Thank you very much for watching and see you next time. Bye-bye for now.
But it's still under warranty. Okay, I'm going to put you on hold for a moment.